Hello and welcome back to Food Entertainment for my next review. This will conclude my Blumhouse reviews for 2024. And this will be of another horror film that is notoriously known for being hated by the YouTube community that reviews horror films. And that will be 2024's Legendary. Again, something that Blumhouse does. I just don't get why. It answered a little question that might be on people's minds. Well, maybe these films don't have 4K masters. Well, they do, because if you were to stream this movie, as well as pretty much every horror film I've reviewed on regular Blu-ray in September already, you can actually watch it with Dolby Atmos, or try to say Dolby Cinema presentations, what it would be, which is Dolby Vision plus Dolby Atmos with HDR10. You can watch it like that on Phantom and Events, also known as Voodoo. I just have a satisfaction of wanting to own the movie and hold it in my hands and have a physical copy. I've always been opposed to not doing that. Now, so a lot of friends out there, you know me personally, some of them will say, well, Hollywood's greedy and it costs too much to watch movies on the big screen. It costs too much to buy on physical media. Well, then go to Voodoo, also known as Phantom and Events. It's an app on your software, on your Blu-ray player, or on your TV. And if you all just want to do it streaming, and that's all you care about is just streaming everything instead of buying it, which is what you should be doing, then at least you can do is buy it or rent it on Phantom's events, or also known as Voodoo. Because when you buy it from those guys, or you rent it, no streaming service gets a single fucking penny. They get absolutely nothing. They get no pennies, no dollars, nothing. All that money goes to the filmmakers. And so if you have to just do streaming and not buy a physical copy of a movie, then I suggest you do it that way. At least you're supporting the filmmakers, supporting the film studios, so they can continue to make movies. Because that's what my argument is when you don't do that, you just wait for Netflix or HBO Max or Paramount Plus or Hulu to have the film, you're not really supporting the film. You're supporting them, those streaming services. So if you want to stream it, then fine. Rent it at Vudu. Now let's go to the back and read the plot synopsis. From Blumhouse, producers of Insidious and The Purge franchises and Get Out, comes a chilling tale of childhood and repressed memories of the past. After Jessica moves back to her childhood home in Louisiana with her family, the reappearance of an imaginary friend from her youth sets in motion a threatening, sinister hunt with Jessica's stepdaughter. Alice, as Jessica's memories begin to surface, added by prismatic stories from an elderly neighbor about a portal to the spirit world, she realizes the imaginary friend she left behind is very real and very unhappy she left. I kind of like that. That's catchy way to go ahead and do it. Well, Imaginary is one of the horror films from 2024 that all the people that get paid money on YouTube, which I do not, it have much more popular channels than I do, have all notoriously have shit on this movie, which I really don't understand. This is probably one of the most imaginary horror films I've ever seen. Um, you know, for many years, a lot of people have been wondering why Blumhouse cannot get the ability to make a modern Freddy Krueger movie. Well, if you need a audition to make a modern Freddy Krueger movie, here's your audition, because that's what I got out of this film. I love this film. I mean, there's like a couple of ways to look at this film. You could take the novel Where the Wild Things Are and turn it on its head from being a kind of scary but kind of fun fantasy child novel and turn it into a terrifying Grimm's Brothers fairy tale novel. That's kind of what it looks. That's kind of what it does. It also gives you a lot of Freddy Krueger vibes. Like, for example, when Jessica goes into this imaginary netherworld to go ahead and rescue Alice, along with her older stepdaughter. It reminds me a lot of, you know, going into one of these dreamscape netherworlds that you see in the Nightmare on Elm Street movie. And the creepy creatures that and forms that this evil entity takes forms of that are kind of terrifying. It kind of remind you a little bit of Pennywise in the It movies. You know, where that supernatural interdimension alien can take on the presence and the physicality of your greatest fears and shit. This film just does a lot of cool stuff in it. And I will be perfectly honest with you. I cannot find anything I don't like about this movie. I mean, this is probably the one Blumhouse film made in the past couple of years that I really have nothing bad to say about it. This is a brilliant horror film. I can't stress enough how much I enjoyed this thing, and I just watched this movie 5 minutes ago. So this is the fresh review. Just watched it. All the other films I'm reviewing tonight, I watched during the past couple of days. This, except for Night Swim, I did watch that about a month ago. But this is the first watch on this. And I add every single one except for Five Nights at Freddy's is a first time watch. But man, that's what makes it so fun, isn't it? I just really liked this film. I just really did. And the quality. This may be on Blu-ray, but that's had pretty good quality. And something they'll tell you is you can kind of get the enhancement of kind of getting close to what it would be like if it was in 4K. If you have a screen like mine, or any really good screen that's 50 inches or bigger, which allows you to see the 4K even better, I might add. And then you can go ahead and have people come around the argument, oh, well, there's no difference between 2K and 4K. Uh-huh. Come over to my house. Come over to my house, sit right here. You tell me there isn't. And you know what? A film I would do to just show a regular Blu-ray being upscaled into 4K and having Dolby Vision enhancement, giving it, I guess, an enhanced HDR, but not true HDR. I would put this in, and this would be enough to convince them that 4K is worth it. Because when you do that, it's almost reference to a real 4K. Now, obviously is not, because there's a little bit of fuzziness on the screen when it comes to 1080, and it especially shows up when you convert it to 4K. And HDR doesn't really do any benefits to help that either. But this film looked pretty damn good in terms of picture quality. Now, the Dolby Atmos. Wow. Blumhouse definitely gave us a very, very good Dolby Atmos sound presentation on this movie. I was wowed on it. And I did watch this film with the lights off, and it definitely enhanced the experience. In fact, every time I watch a horror film for the first time, that's usually what I do. I usually turn it off when it comes to the lights in the room, because I want to have that real big movie theater type of feel when it comes to watching the film. Well, Imaginary from 2024. I may be the only person that likes this movie, and I'm okay with that. I give this film, you ready for this? Drum roll. This is how much I liked it. And it has definitely rewatch value. The first rating, this film, I'm going to give 4 stars. 4 stars, because I think it's a perfect horror film. I think it's a perfect horror film. And this film, I'm not going to do what I did the last 2 Blumhouse reviews. This film is perfect at PG-13 rating. It doesn't need to be more elaborate and have an R rating. I think it's actually perfect. It's a PG-13 horror film. And that's not usually the case with me. So Phil says, check it out, and I will see you on the next one.